All right, Shalom, Makim. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachai, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that teaches word in all truth, faith, and sincerity. And today, I just want to get into a lesson, really concerning all hell breaking loose, which is already is. It's already unfolding. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to intensify. The temperature is only going to get hotter. Because all of this is an indicator that we are at the end. This like we're really in the Titanic, the final scene. Everything's sinking. The hull has been breached, you know what I mean? This place is finished. And these Americans are now realizing that. As their so-called rights has been taken away and they down there barely, making ends meet. But it's only going to get worse. And it's going to lead to people losing it. Because what else they got to, When people lose it, they lose it. That's the saying. But I got this article from thepeople.com and it reads, ICE agents ate at a Mexican restaurant in a small town. After their meal, they detained employees. And it was an article that came out recently too as well, telling you to pretty much be prepared to show proof that you are a U.S. citizen. See, shit is hitting the fans, man. As people getting ready, for the Super Bowl and college football, all this shit, to try to ease the pain of reality. But soon, reality is gonna smack these people in the face, and this is happening now. Those Mexican employees, best believe them niggas was knee-deep Americans. Whether they got over here legally or illegally, them niggas was Americans, man. And this is the results of it, I'm gonna start off with this in the book of Daniel, chapter 12. In verse 1, it reads, And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, with standard for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. So this is that time we coming into where it's gonna have to take divine intervention. It's gonna have to. The Lord have blessed this devil with the sword. This nigga got this military presence in the form of ICE and the Insurrection Act. His technology to put the squeeze down, So it's going to be a time where it's going to have to take divine intervention because it's going to be so bad out here. And the only ones that's going to be delivered and kept are the elect. Those that are in Yahushai. Because the scripture speaks on the sword and the destruction. But it also speaks on someone being delivered from it. And that's our hope. But for everyone else, there's gonna be a reaction. Then they're gonna hope that they don't die in once this shit unfolds. But that's gonna be a reaction that they ain't got the reflexes, you know what I mean? In a sense, they ain't had the awareness from the jump. But you can see the scripture says it's gonna be a time like no other. And with that Minnesota shit, people rising up. That's been that you can see that being a trend, but it's all part of the script. What's that on? Let's get that. I think it's 2 Ezra 15. Right. 2 Ezra 15, and I started verse 14. Says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. See? And that's all these people that's outside of this council. That's those that dwell in the world. As I mentioned earlier, in the spirit, motherfuckers ready for the game to come on, to escape reality, because really they don't want this world to end. They see the sun setting on this place, but the people are delusional. They don't want to see America fall. That means that they're gonna fall. So because the gang still come on, they think that shit still sweet, because you can still go to Publix and things are so-called operating still, in a sense. They don't mean shit ain't bad. And they see shit bad from the prices. You know what I mean? You can't say shit. You know what I mean? Motherfucker having regrets on who they voted for. So that's why these people are feeling that brunt, because they was invested in here, in this place. But there's an opposite reaction. You have certain spirits that's actually rejoicing that these things are unfolded, because the results that are going to come from it, the destruction, the kingdom of heaven is going to come after this. When you read 2 Ezra, the 4th chapter, it says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And America is the most strapped nation, and every U.S. citizen has a strap. And a form of that, when you seen that with the Capitol, the January 6th, that was if you want to put a picture to this scripture, that was it. People you got these Edomites out here, with their blessing the gun, to try to fight against this decision. Let's say, for an example, when they with the Jan 6, them Edomites were strapped out there. It says, but there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. See? And that's why they trust in that gun. And these Edomites, they don't hesitate, because that's their weapon, choice. That's with a beast, he got teeth. That's what he's gonna use as his offense, his defense, to fucking coddle his cuz. He's gonna use his teeth. So this devil, his only way to operate, he got to use violence from these damn protesters. Was there's agent provocateurs, but it's all for E to use that sword, because that's how he get down, man. That ice shit is gonna that's stirring the people up, cause guess what? Edomite, he was that probably one of his favorite restaurants, and he was already having Trump regrets. That's even adding more fuel to the fire. Even though, of course, the prices and shit is still fucked up, and other things that this devil promised that would he'll do to so-called make America great again. Then he made the Edomites' favorite Mexican restaurant. He locked all the employees up. But we just see all together the conclusion of the matter, America's gonna be destroyed. In everything, the very pillars, everything that's upholding this place is being taken away. So when the destruction comes, ain't gonna be nothing left to build off of. Nothing. The Lord breaking up everything on every aspect of this devil in this system, man. Matter of fact, continue on. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And you see with these protests, that's going to bring forth these lockdowns and bring forth the military to quell shit. Now it's, you got curfews and roadblocks and shit like that, detours, and you being scanned and shit. That's what it's leading towards. You don't even got enough credits to get into this. You know what I mean? But we see it, especially with these lockdowns, the insurrection there. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the house shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And that pride, that's associated with America. That's one of the characteristics of that whore. And cities. So because of the pride, the city's gonna be troubled. So that's why you I'm gonna have these shakeups within Babylon the Great. Because this is how the Lord is gonna combat pride with evils. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, and shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. See, it's gonna be a dog-eat-dog world then. Every man for himself. What the scripture said, for the love of many shall wax cold. And there's no coincidence you got ice on the scene, because it's finna get cold in a sense. You gonna have to be cold. And these people gonna show it too, from a nigga cooking a baby, raiding someone's home, putting someone to death with no problem. That spirit is already out here, is only gonna intensify. And the Lord putting that cold spirit on us to not be moved how these people are moved. The things that make these people cry and laugh and cause their emotions to activate, it don't move us. You know? But we seeing the end of the world on display, playing out in real time. So yeah, I hope this was edifying. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakha, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say shalom to the elect. Let's teach the word about true faith and sincerity. Shalom.